Hello, today we'll be doing today's daily lead code question, that is 20 valid parentheses, and the question statement given here is that given a string s containing just the characters opening bracket closing brackets of these kinds, determine if the input string is valid. And the input string is valid if opening bracket must be closed by the same type of bracket, and opening bracket must be closed in the correct order. That means if we have something like this, let's say if we have an opening bracket, we can have the same type closing bracket. We cannot have something like this. Okay, so this is not a valid string, but this is a valid string. Again, this is a valid string, but this right here is not a valid string. So these are the types that we can get here in the question in the input statement. So now let's figure out how we'll do it, and the answer to it is very simple. So we'll be using stack, and how we are going to do is, let's take this example, that is example 2. What are we going to do? We are just going to create a stack right here. So if I have an opening bracket, what I'll do is I'll just push it into my stack. Fine. Again, I'll go on to the next character, that is the closing bracket. So let me just write the character here as well. So that is okay, and this bracket. Okay. So I was here first. Okay, I've already taken this. So I cancelled this. Now I move on to this guy right here. So I see this is a closing bracket, right? So after I see that this is a closing bracket, what I'll do is I'll take the top element of the stack. And what is the top element of this stack? This is nothing but this opening bracket. So does this opening bracket match the closing bracket? I and it does match indeed. So what I'll do is I'll just pop out the element from the stack. Now I'll move on to the next guy, that is this one. And I see this is an opening bracket again. So again put it. So whenever you find an opening bracket, you don't have to do anything. Just put it into the stack. Now, when you find a closing bracket, then there comes something which needs to be done. So what is that something which needs to be done? That is, we'll just check if the top of the stack is equals to the closing bracket of this. That means if I have in the top of the stack this bracket, so I need my current character which is pointing to this guy should be equals to this. If my stack top is this guy, I need to have the current character pointing to the closing bracket of the same kind. Again, if I have like this in my top, I need to have this guy right here in my pointer right here. We are just iterating through the loop, right? There's nothing such as pointer. I just used it as an abbreviation. Okay, so I got this. I'm here right now, so I'll just cancel this out. Now I'll move on to the next guy, that is this opening bracket. What do I see? Okay, this is an opening, just place it in the stack. Now again I find this is a closing bracket. So is it of the same kind? Yes, it is of the same kind. And when you move out, when you do all the operation, you will see the stack is empty. So if the stack is empty, you just need to return a true, otherwise just return a false. And this was it for this. Now let's take an example wherein you do not find a correct order, right? So again, I'll create a stack. So this is not of the same kind, right? I'll just take another one. That is, let's create a stack. If I have something like this, okay. So I find an opening bracket, fine. Just put it here. Now, what did I say? Now move on. So I was here right now. I've already done this. I cancel this out. Now I move on to this guy. Now I see this is a closing bracket. And what did we do when we had a closing bracket? I said that we will match the top of the stack, that is this guy, with my current index element, that is this closing bracket. Are these similar? Are these of two same types? That means this should be equals to this and this should be of this kind. So I see that they are not of the similar kind. So what do I need to do? I just simply return a false. Okay, so this is what the basic idea behind this question is. If you find a similar guy, just move on, otherwise return a false. And this is the tedious code that I've written. There is one more code which is a pretty simpler one. First I'll show you this one, since this is more intuitive, which you'll get at the first instance. So let's get to it. So up till here, what did I do? This is nothing, just inserting in the stack if it is an opening bracket. Okay, so up till line number 15, it is very simple. Just insert if it is an opening bracket into the stack. Now comes the main part. What will you do when it is not an opening bracket? So this else part is important, that what we are doing when we do not find a similar character. So whenever we do not find a similar character, what we are doing here is, see, if it is not empty, if the stack is not empty, you just go on and see if the top element is equals to it. What does that mean? Like I said while I was explaining, so if I have something like this, if I have some character like this, and if in the stack, let's say suppose I've already put this character, now I'm at this character, right? So what will I do? I'll compare the top of the stack, that is this, with my current element. So the top of the stack is nothing but this guy right here, which is here, and my current pointer or my current element where I'm in the loop or I'm in the string is this guy. So are these two equal? By equal I mean of the same type. So this is of the same type, this is also of the same type. So what will I do? I'll just pop this element, right? So this is what I've written here, just st.pop. And after that, what do I do? I see, I move on to the next guy, and there is nothing more in the string, right? So after I come, what do I see? I see that my stack is empty, right? So we just return a true. And yeah, this is it. Nothing much in this code to explain apart from just putting in the values and putting removing the values. And why this not st.empty? Because let's say suppose if you have something like this, right? And what do I do then? After that, I see I just have a closing bracket. Okay, so when I have only a closing bracket, what will happen? Nothing will get into the stack. Okay, so it will try to check if anything is there in the stack, so which will give you a runtime error. Okay, so that is why I've just placed a is it empty or not condition right here to avoid that runtime error. Okay, so now let's just run this code and I'll just show you it gets perfectly fine. Okay, and I've already submitted it just right now. Okay, this is what I've submitted, and like I just told you, I was getting a runtime error previously, just because of this guy right here, this submission, that is st.empty. I forgot to put this guy. So yeah, this is it for this video, and thank you for watching.